because we are live right now.
Oh, dear.
We're waiting for the doctor. But hello, friends. Welcome.
Romans, countrymen.
Friends, Romans, Klingons, Kelpians, fools, jackasses, jackanapes.
Fools.
Yes, this is the dual fools, the duel of fools right now. Jason,
it's true.
Well, welcome everybody. We're recording right now, so we might as well say something. I'm Mike McCafferty,
and I'm Jason McCarris, doctorless.
Yes, we have missed the doctor, but this is our podcast.
She will join us.
Yes, she
will. She's late to the party.
She's busy trying to watch a 15-minute episode, and still having
very busy.
Let's see. Can you hear me, friend?
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
No, okay, good. All right. But welcome, friends. We haven't had the Fools Assemble. We had the George Edelman Shuttlecraft episode.
Yes, which I enjoyed.
George is of a one-track mind, especially when he doesn't watch anything new. But it was fascinating to check in with him. It's almost been 2 years. I went back and checked, and it was literally October of 2016 that we last talked to George. Yeah. And it's like we hadn't missed a beat because he hasn't watched anything in the past 2 years. All his
same
takes
exact
were
conversation
exactly
from 2 years ago.
And here I am explaining to the blind man what has happened, and he's like, "Well, I still don't like it." So, but that's all right because he's had a couple of kids, and we wish him the best, and I understand that, and we'll join him in the next 10 years when he'll watch all this. But for those of you who are joining us, there's new Star Trek once again, and that's what we're talking about a little bit. This
unexpected
new,
sort of Star Trek.
Well, I mean, I knew that they're dropping it, and they've dropped 15 minutes, so every month you'll get 15 minutes of Star Trek, and that will entice you to watch CBS All Access. Pay $6.
It's worth those $6 a month for those 15 minutes.
Or $9.
I wish I were better at math. I would tell you, exactly how many minutes, how many dollars a minute, cents a minute.
Well, I know. I thought it was $5, and I really looked at it. It's $5.95, I think, for the commercial.
For the basic package, yeah.
And then it's $9.95, I think, if you want no commercials. For $10, you get 15 minutes. Sounds like a deal, right? I mean,
yeah. Well.
All right. We'll talk about it. So, in today's episode, I actually took the time to write an agenda. And by the way, please check out our Facebook page. We have a vibrant Facebook page, unlike the fifth shift of Discovery, which is completely devoid of any human beings. I don't know if you know, like the fifth shift of the Discovery, like there's nobody around basically. Everyone just they all go to sleep. Everyone goes to sleep on Discovery. At the fifth shift, we're like, oh, we're all sleepy. Allowing
decontaminate really quickly and just go to your quarters.
Yeah, go to your quarters, and then just everyone goes to sleep, and then Tilly's just alone in the mess hall by herself.
Yeah.
Taking her double espresso latte by herself.
Right. Which is her friend.
But in this episode, we will talk about Discovery. We'll talk about our visit to Monterey Bay.
Yes.
The Cetacean Institute in Sausalito of Star Trek IV, which I was at 2 years ago. Again, this episode, we're recapping everything we did 2 years ago. We talked to George 2 years ago. I went to the Discovery Center, or the Monterey Bay Center in Aquarium 2 years ago. So it's all the same.
No,
but
the doctor's calling me.
She's calling you. Oh, put her on
She hung up. I don't know. I should have answered. I missed her call.
Maybe she doesn't understand how this works.
I know. Wait, hang on. Oh, never mind. I figured it out. She's coming.
All right. She'll be here in a second. So, thank you for being so patient on this 109th episode. We're still figuring out.
So you were saying
how technology works.
Yes, 2 years ago. So everything's from 2 years ago. But the last subject we're going to get to, or the first, depending on if anybody's watching and wants us to switch, was there any drunken foolery 2 years ago?
No. The last bit of our agenda is the best bit. Maybe our first bit.
First and last.
We had so many high hopes. We have high hopes about. Oh no!
Oh, now we're joined by the doctor.
Hello.
Oh, there she is.
Damn it!
Hello, Kim Miller.
God, are we on?
We're on. Yes.
You said start without you, so I took your command to
Hair's all
task.
wet and I look awful.
That's just
You look
enticing for our
great.
male viewers.
Nobody's watching. I hope nobody watches.
We have one person watching. One person. I see one viewer.
It's your
now
mom.
in the.
Could
be my
be.
mom. I'm not
if
sure.
it's Leslie, hi Leslie.
Hi,
Now
Jim.
here's the thing. Someone go to my Facebook page.
Yeah, I
because
was
someone
just going to try and
actually
do that and see if there were any
Someone
comments.
was texting last time. Someone was weighing in
Yeah.
last time, and they were actively engaging us, and we were doing nothing. We were not in any
Wait.
way responding.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, because it showed up on your page as like notifications, and it wasn't immediately obvious. What?
So it's
So,
actually
on-
on. I just want to talk about Star Trek's page. Yeah.
Oh, George Edelman. Hi,
Oh.
George.
was George
there?
watching us? Is that?
Oh, I don't know.
excellent.
It just said that he likes your
Oh, no.
page.
Oh. Well, I take that
we
back.
do have
we
a
won't say hello
message
to
from
George.
Scott Lieberman says, because I posted on the Facebook page, submit questions or judgment below, and he put down judgment has no E, so he's correct about that. It's already in judgment. Judgment of me.
I should have checked that.
I accept your judgment. But this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to create this vibrant, fertile space for people to criticize us in real time.
Which nobody's taking the opportunity for.
Well, we gave.
Now,
we gave
are you
a-
sharing this video? Where the video's not. I guess it is. Yeah.
So you could, I guess. So are you looking at the Facebook page?
Oh.
friend?
Yes, I'm looking at your Facebook page.
Hi,
I
Toll
just
Booth.
want to talk about Star Trek.
Oh, it's Tollbooth. Tollbooth just instantly joined up. So Tollbooth.
Excellent.
So one of you will monitor that. To see what
Okay.
Tollbooth has to say. All right. So anyway, so Kim, I did kind of a rundown of the agenda. I did the fact that 2 years ago George Edelman was the last time we talked to George, and 2 years ago was when I went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. So everything old is new again. We've finally hit a full cycle of I just want to talk about Star Trek. It's all folding in upon itself.
Oh, you got a haircut.
Oh, I did get a haircut. Yes. I told you I was going to get a haircut. Remember I told you that? I was at Hair
I don't
Zoo.
remember everything you say. Oh,
I know.
that's
I
true.
was going to say. We're all keeping
do
track of
remember that.
exactly your appointments.
And Justin, if he's listening at Hair Zoo, he offered to shave the back of my neck, and I'm like, oh yeah. So he pulled out a straight razor and he shaved the back of my neck.
Ooh,
This is news. You know.
This is news.
straight razor. You're
Yeah,
going to
that's
Al
what
Capone's barber.
That's
I
not
always
cool.
get that. Yeah, every time I go.
Well, he did I never had it done.
Yeah.
It was only $16. I tipped him $6 because he was nice. and-
$16. What kind of madness
You gave
is this?
him
You're getting
$6
a haircut
on
in
top of
1950? What's happening here?
It was a
Al
$16
Capone.
haircut. Yeah, we opened the vault and there was nothing there.
So old.
All right, so so we have three topics on the table. We have Monterey Bay Aquarium, we have our drunkenness, and we have discovery.
Our drunkenness.
We should start with Discovery. It's the most
All
pertinent.
right. Yes, let's talk about that. That's the thing. People are. Oh, we have 3 viewers now. Welcome, 3 viewers.
Yes.
Oh, maybe it's Jay. I guess Jason's.
Well, one of
watching,
them
so
is
you're one
me
of them.
because I'm watching the monitoring.
Unmasked.
You, me, and Mike are all watching.
Yes. So it's Tollbooth, me, and the doctor.
I'm not watching. I'm looking.
Okay.
at the
All right.
page.
Then there is one other mystery person.
Oh, another. Reveal yourself. I'll turn on my Starfield here in the background. All right, so let's talk about the Star Trek Discovery short trek runaway.
You're dinosaur.
Anyone who's showing up will get a special treat, my dinosaur mask.
You open my blind. Coming back.
All right, so Jason.
So far, this is great.
Oh my god, this is such
Mike
a
is
disaster.
adjusting his wall. Kim's adjusting her blinds. Tollbooth,
Adjusting my
I
wall.
hope you're happy to be here. Your interactivity is wonderful. I'm still saddened by Mike's story of the death of Kitty. Very touching.
Oh, well, thank
What?
you for that. Thank you. That's the death of my cat. If you had listened
Yes.
to one of my deep dives,
Eh.
talked about yesteryear. I know. Oh my
I'm
God.
kidding. I just haven't gotten to it.
Oh, well.
guys are-
I mean, it's about a cat. I thought Kim
Oh,
would be
well,
just
now I
all
know.
over it.
Yeah, see, no, too late now. That was yesteryear.
So angry.
All right. Let us let us deep dive into 15 minutes of
Yeah.
Runaway, which Jason didn't finish.
No, that's not true. I've watched it
Oh, you did
twice.
finish. Oh, you watched it twice. I thought you said you
yes.
didn't.
No.
All right, I was thinking about my shaved neck here. So.
We just cannot communicate with each other.
I'm thinking about my shape.
We're forgetting appointments about haircuts and.
I know. I
Hair's all
know.
wet. I just got out of the shower.
Do I need to start talking about hair too? What the hell is going on here?
All right, so
Runaway.
let's talk about.
Short track.
Yes, short
So
track.
let's get into this short trek. I'll start because normally I ask you guys to start. I'll start this time. Overall, it was a pleasant episode. To me, it felt like they stripped it. Like this first season was just such a mess. There's so many different directions they went in. This was like, what if we strip away everything, concentrate on one character, tell the simplest princess who doesn't want to become anointed Disney story, use all the sets while the rest of the cast and crew are off on hiatus with like shooting on an iPhone, I guess. It's like, hey guys, we got the set, let's go shoot this episode. Not show Tilly's mother's face
Yeah,
for some
that was-
reason.
Yeah, it's
Sounded like
interesting,
Rita
yeah.
Moreno to me.
I know, it's like
I thought, oh, surprise casting. I'm like, I never got to see her.
Isn't she on One Day at a
I
Time?
thought it was Mary Beth Steenburgen. That's who it sounded like to me.
You
But
mean
then
Mary Steenburgen?
Mary Steenburgen. Yeah, Mary Beth.
Mary Steenburgen, Beth, Ted
Well, I
Danson's
knew
wife.
Beth Heath.
I was, but I found it to be. It was such a simple story. I had so many questions. It was like a B, like a solid B to me. So
Yeah, it was fine. It was the Tilly comedy hour. Like, jeez.
Well, thank you for hitting the nail on the head for me, because when I was watching it, I was a little annoyed by the comedy shtick, but overall, I was like, oh, this is actually not bad. And then when I watched it a second time and thought about it, this is nonsense.
That's your problem. Don't think
The
about
whole
it.
thing is absolute nonsense. We have this stowaway alien, right, who's a computer genius who's able to spring herself from the crate, cuts herself on this very sharp crate for some reason. Boy, I don't know how these guys don't cut their hands constantly
the
using these
Predator.
crates. Yeah. Well, it was very much like the Predator with the sound and the invisibility and all that kind of stuff, which I actually liked. I didn't mind that. But
it seemed interesting, but it went nowhere. There's nothing to
yeah.
that.
But also, she's like this terrifying, spiky, scary alien who also turns out to be an alien
Part Asian.
princess who's a genius. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
All
Gross.
Asians are scary.
Instantly foreign and alien and weird, scary.
Kim has spikes in her
Yeah.
back, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Shut up.
That's why I have my back shaved, everyone, because I have spikes coming out of them.
Still thinking about the back of your neck.
well, it's no those spikes from your haircut. That's what they
Yes.
stick out. Use a straight razor to cut them down. As nobody who's a stranger to this podcast and who's listened to us talk about Discovery knows, I don't like Tilly very much. She's kind of annoying to me. And that's putting it mildly. Just because of all the shtick. She's just such a valley girl, and she's like this brilliant person who's also just like a dork, which I'm sure they're trying to make adorable, but it's like, sugar is awesome. And you're like, all right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, this was...
And then with the
This
whole
was
thing with the,
definitely-
I'm a princess, and she's like,
Oh, God, yeah.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
boy, yeah.
there was a lot of that for me. And the whole thing with the Space Rabbit, okay.
Space.
I just feel like
Rabbit.
they're tuning up the comedy really hard for her, and it just doesn't always pay off.
This felt like they went to Reddit and they decided that like everyone loves Tilly.
Reddit.
And so they wrote everything they thought that like the 18 to 25-year-olds are going to love. More Tilly, more goofball comedy, princess, and they gave us what they thought we wanted. But you're right, Jason. Upon second viewing, it is kind of a mess. Nothing makes sense, and it is such a disposable episode. It has nothing like wait
well,
like you can
it kind of meant to be. It's just sort of
yeah well,
interested in
it's
the
supposed to
world.
be-
Well, not as I was just telling Mike before, according to The Hollywood Reporter, which said, through only 15 minutes, the first installment of Star Trek Short Treks gave new background on a main character, introduced a new race, created an origin story for one of the critical components of the entire franchise, and left Tilly with a renewed sense of community and the knowledge that she's not alone.
Whoa.
That feels like such a critic review. It's like, oh, I'm gonna watch this.
Well,
good.
I feel like it's also because they were interviewing the creators. Like the next quote comes from, I thought that the conflict was beautiful and in line with the long line of Star Trek using metaphor to talk about issues we're facing today, Weissman says. And yeah, from there, I think they just want to have a good relationship with the creators too and not burn them.
That's what it feels like. It feels like, and to be honest, like, so friends of the podcast, that's what I feel like sometimes I'm doing with this podcast, because I'm having some sort of side swipes at being part of the Star Trek universe, but at the same time, it's like, do I stay true to who I am? So when George Edelman starts spouting out for 50 minutes about how much he hates Star Trek Discovery without having seen it, I feel as I'm walking this line of saying, yes, Alex Kurtzman is a person. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
But at the same time, well, I'm trying not to like bite the hand that could be potentially feeding me, but at the same time, I have like hot takes on it. I don't know. I don't even know what I just said there. So I'm on the razor's edge here. Razor's edge.
Oh no, we'll talk about that. Add that an addendum to our agenda.
There was a burrito, which I was very happy about. She did have a burrito, and I half expected her to shake the burrito.
Oh yeah,
shook my burrito and left.
Nobody knows.
I know. So, but overall, like, this was like, to me, it's like episode enjoyed by all. Like, there was no sharp edges to this. This was like man shakes fist at cloud. Yes, I know. But there's nothing objectionable about this. But there's nothing that moved the ball forward. There's nothing that they can't walk back later on. Like at some point in time, someone could say, "Oh, Tilly, you hate being in Starfleet." Like, we didn't even see her mom. Like, they could recast her mom in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
and it's
maybe
like,
that's why they did that.
I think that's why they did it, because they didn't settle on that.
Really?
They have this like dilithium that can be refreshed subplot, which no one's ever heard of.
Regenerate dilithium crystals? Was that what it was?
Yeah, but like in Star Trek 4, as we will allude to later on, they can't do that in Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. So that came and went.
Can we talk a little bit about Tilly's mom and the hologram too, about the technology? Does that exist anywhere else where it's like almost like being on the holodeck where she's walking around and suddenly...
We've seen that in Discovery.
Yeah.
Well, I know we've seen it in Discovery.
Yeah.
But that,
I
like
just forgot
overall,
about that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can you walk around the room, almost like a VR kind of thing where she's just seeing everything that's there.
You mean elsewhere in Star Trek?
Yeah.
No,
you've
never
just
seen
in Discovery is the answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I am trying to think. In Nemesis, did they have that? Like with Nero? Or not Nero? Not Nero, but
Nero.
Who was the guy?
The clone.
What was it? Yeah, the clone.
Hardy.
Yeah, the Tom Hardy clone. The Tom Hardy clone.
Shinzon.
Shinzon. Thank you. By the way, Jason, if you want to, I think we're going to see Venom tomorrow with Caden. If you want to go see it with us.
Oh, excellent! Housekeeping on the
completely unrelated. Jeez.
I enjoy it.
I'll let my wife know that when we're celebrating our anniversary, but we'll go to Venom instead.
Yes.
Honey, surprise.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like when we saw that first shot of like the shuttle bay and the strange shuttle pod coming in and all this stuff, I watched that and I was like, I don't know if I'm watching the Star Trek I know anymore. Like, I almost released again, where it's like, you know what? This might as well be The Expanse. Like, this is just like a different like a different spaceship show.
Doctor.
Well, that's kind of what you thought the whole time through every episode
it
of Discovery. I'm
Just
not even
the mere
watching
mention
Star
of The
Trek
Expanse, the Doctor goes, ooh.
I know. We're going to be doing our
good.
Expanse podcast very soon.
I know.
We're loading up for that. But I'm almost like in the level of acceptance where it's like, you know what? I don't even, like, it's just a different show. And, like, they just throw in, like, random Star Trek sound bites, sound cues. I'm like, okay. So
I saw a little bit of a correlation between our podcast and this episode when Tilly's mom was reminding her about her childhood trauma and making her feel bad and everything. And it reminded me of the episode that you did about your dad.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, gosh, man, so many. So maybe this is I am living out my Tilly life here now. Maybe like having dad problems, and she's having mommy problems. And, there was such a weird this Poe character, Poe Dameron character.
I knew Jason would love that. They were like, Poe.
I had to get to it.
Did you all yell out Poe when they said her name?
No, it didn't even cross my mind actually.
What?
Didn't
You?
No.
We all,
Nice.
Kim and I did. I know everyone in Star Trek did. We're all cross-referencing it.
Yeah.
Going, wait a minute, Poe. So,
All the names.
Probably because I was watching with subtitles and it was P-O, and so that's all I saw. I didn't think P-O-E.
oh, yeah, it was there. Yeah.
I couldn't possibly make that leap from PO
Nah,
to
I
PO.
not when I'm reading.
Well, did like we kind of glided past the fact that her mother, father, and brother are all dead, right? It's just like, oh, my mother's
Yeah.
dead, my father's dead, my brother's dead. Like, what? What? Hold on. And then,
Yeah.
oh, and you're a princess, and you come up with a way to like recharge dilithium, and your
Right.
coronation's tomorrow. Like, holy, wow, this is a lot to get through.
So
And
she
it all
was
happens
being.
within like the last 2 seconds as she's being beamed by Tilly by herself, which seemed awfully weird because, look, I get it's a bottle episode and you're not only going to have a couple actors. But isn't it kind of weird that Tilly's just on her own authority, like, hey, I'm going to secretly beam you back? And not only that, don't they have to be near the planet for her to beam back?
Enough
Are they
that
just
evening.
docked there, in like a circle around this planet, in orbit?
I read I was looking at the Reddit subthread, and people were like defending it, saying, well, maybe the planet was behind the ship. Maybe.
Boy. Maybe the planet's
Really?
really small and you just can't.
It's
Because the
there
whole
was a
time I'm
lot
figuring,
of,
oh, well, she's going to have to, like, reveal at some point that this thing is on the ship, and then they have to officially bring her back or something. But it was like, nope, we're going to keep it a secret, and, they should have put her in, like, one of those tubes, like Spock, and shot her towards the planet.
Get in there. But I'm
she started
awake.
it.
Get in there.
She started in a tube. She should have ended in the tube.
Yeah,
right? Put her
good
back in
point.
the tube.
Photon.
All of this could have been solved. Whoops! Oh my gosh, I get so excited. All of this could have been solved, and hey, Alex Kurtzman, hire me as a writer. All this could have been solved if pitch myself.
Hey, Mike's gonna go see Venom tomorrow. Jason.
Meet me at the North Hollywood Cinemark.
God.
I will buy you a seat, and we will sit there, and I'll tell you.
Terrible.
But all of this could have been solved instead of being on the ship. They're on the planet. So they were already talking about, okay, we've got warp technology. You're going to be entered into the Federation. Your coronation. Tilly is on the planet, like doing something for the coronation. And this strange invisible girl shows up in one of the rooms as she's like getting ready to like do something. And then they find out that she's the princess. Like all of this would have worked and made
If it was
sense
on the
instead
planet?
of being. Yeah, so they're on the planet because
The problem
then
is they would have
to
to build all sorts of sets for the planet as opposed to the sets they already have, and they're doing this.
Yes.
I'm sure that, the web series is not gonna, or the CBS All Access mini-sodes are probably not budgeted very high.
I agree, but could you not spend like enough
Bring
money
back the
to
cardboard
build
sets.
one set?
Cardboard sets.
Cardboard.
So upset. I'm so upset.
Instant rage.
By the way, we've gone from 6 viewers to 3, so something we're
Oh,
doing is completely
perfect.
wrong.
Well,
We've
if I stop
completely
watching,
disenfranchised.
too.
Oh, you're watching too? Oh my god! All right, so then
Oh, I'm
no
supposed
one.
Yes,
to be
we-
monitoring Facebook.
we have told
Monitor what Tollbooth says. Tollbooth, what is your thoughts on this?
I'm
This is a
monitoring
vibrant
both.
community.
I can tell you there's nothing happening.
There's no judgment here.
No judgment.
All right, so this is
But
basically
the concept,
like
I was going to mention that also, the concept of the twin planet species, they were born at the
Yeah.
same time. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of
Sorta.
cool. Sort of.
but never fleshed out. I don't understand what
Yeah.
that meant. I mean, like we're twins, we're the same person.
Yeah, her
Right.
reasoning
Goodbye.
for inventing this machine that's so revolutionary. I wanted it to be just for her. I'm like, what? You created this dilithium regenerating machine just for the planet? I guess for
As
use
she's-
on the planet? I wasn't quite sure what that
That's
meant.
what I was kind of understanding. Kind of like
As
Wakanda
she's-
is just keeping their technology internal and doesn't want to let it happen to the rest of the world until the end of. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen Black Panther, but come on, it's been like 2 years.
You got to watch Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'll see you at Cinemark at 4:30 with Tom Hardy. Now we have 2 viewers, so no one's watching it at all. So all right,
Now it's just Kim and I.
I stepped out, so it's you
Okay.
and
Now it's me and Tollbooth.
Thank you.
Tollbooth, thank God you're still there.
and is Poe working in the mines? She said she's working in the mines. In the Wakanda mines, mining the vibranium, while her parents are dead. So, and she doesn't care about that, but she cares about her sister, which is dilithium. All right, so
Her sister's not
Wait.
dilithium. Sister's the planet, right? Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Planet.
From when we started, you said you liked it. It was okay. Now it's like, rage.
Well, kind of the more you think about it, it makes less and less sense. But
This is it is just a short trek. You watch it. It is like peanuts. You just eat it, and then or it's popcorn. You eat it and you forget about it. And it's instantly dispensable. So let's move on. Let us forget about this and move on to our trip northward
oh my.
to the Cetacean Institute in Sausalito, which only I cared about. No, I mean, we didn't even watch Star Trek 4.
Scared. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
I'm never gonna hear the end of that.
Yes.
Don't tell
Only
me
Mike
fishtails,
cared
kiddo.
about
What's that from? Just kidding.
All right, so I had a business trip up to San Jose. So the
Monkey
doctor,
business.
some monkey business. Oh no. So we went up there, and the three of us went up there, and we went down then to Monterey Bay Aquarium, which, as avid podcast listeners know, the episode 4 I talked about and talked to the guy who was the PR guy there 25 years ago when they filmed Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, and now is no longer there, and his email no longer works, so I have fears about him. But, oh, and look, there's your cat, Kim. What's your cat's name?
This is Pepper.
Pepper.
Black Pepper.
All right.
I hope you enjoyed that toll booth.
So we went down
Just
there,
for me.
and I've been there before, but you guys, what was your opinions of it?
I loved it.
Kim,
It is
let's be honest here. Kim did a little more than just love it. She lost her mind a couple of times.
No
These
exaggeration.
baby otters, or the otters who were eating,
They're
and
adorable.
we heard squeals come out of Kim that we've never heard come out of anything in our lives.
They
I know.
dived down to the bottom and then they picked up a little thing in their little hands. It's so cute.
I have shown her my 2 children. She's never squealed at my kids, but baby otter's like, woo!
We're watching them and during their feeding time from below, and they're in this huge tank, of course. It's maybe, I don't know, 25 feet deep.
Yeah, it was expansive. I was really impressed with the size of all the expanse. it was huge in terms of the tanks, and some of those were just giant. The open sea one where we were there with all the different fish was incredible
That's
how
amazing.
large it is. Very impressed.
Yes. It's $50 to go, but it is well worth it. It is an amazing aquarium. The deep sea one is absolutely wonderful. I have giant hands on it.
Cool.
But
If you're watching the broadcast, you appreciate it.
now, by the way, you can also watch this later on the Facebook page. You can watch us all be fools and jackasses anytime on the Facebook page. But it is an amazing aquarium. Now, I kept on trying to show Kim and Jason various landmarks, and they were completely uninterested in it. I was like, "Oh, look,
Star
there's the
Trek
staircase
landmarks.
from this."
Yeah, Star Trek
Yeah, Star
landmarks.
Trek landmark. And Jason, like, I give Jason a pass because he hasn't really invested in Star Trek 4.
I've watched the
Kim-
movie like 20 years ago or something.
Yeah. Kim could care less.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah. She could
I
care
was
a little less.
looking at the map, and I just
No,
wanted
you
to
could
cover
care
the
less, and you
cover the
refused to.
aquarium. You just
I wanted you to
with
care
giant
less.
fingers. You wanted
Don't
me to care
judgment me.
I was very happy to be there, but we made the mistake of not watching the movie the night before to
Yeah,
refresh
that's
our
We all fell
memories.
asleep.
This is
Yes.
true.
I can't believe I actually stayed up later than you, Kim. You were falling
Oh,
asleep watching
God.
Ozark.
What?
That's
5
right.
minutes?
I was hearing Ozark from the other room as I was falling asleep.
I stayed at this Airbnb. It's nice.
Yeah, it
fine.
was a wonderful Airbnb with a couple of strange issues. One being the kitchenette inside the bathroom.
Yes.
It was very strange.
When it was the groin-oriented shower.
Yes. The body shower with the sprays hitting you in all sorts of strange places.
Now, why are we talking about this? Why is this more important than me going to see Venom tomorrow?
You're already
Because
wearing
it was part of our
ridiculous
trip.
hands.
It was part of our trip to the aquarium, you fool.
Well, that wasn't a part. That wasn't salient.
But
Yeah,
I remember
we stayed
the
at the Airbnb
staircase.
on the trip.
All right.
However,
No
and
one
we did
cares.
not watch Star Trek 4 the night before,
We
which
should
is how
have.
we got there.
We
But
should have. Yes, we should.
It is all leading maybe back to back in time when we're talking about staying places together.
Oh,
Wait,
we're not done with the aquarium, are we?
All right, you go ahead with the aquarium. I'll let you finish.
All right, you
The
finish
tank
up.
outside where George and Gracie were supposed to be.
All right.
That,
Well,
I
mention that
recognize
thing about George and Gracie, Mike.
And I tried to talk to the information booth person about it. I was like, "Where are George and Gracie?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." And then she proceeded to tell me about Finding Nemo. I was like, "No, George and Gracie from Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home." She's like, "Oh yeah, well that's out there, and that's where they also shot Star Trek." I'm like, "I know, that's what I'm talking to you about, you idiot." And then I proceeded to show her various clips from it, like various locations, and she was so uninterested.
Yeah.
She could care less.
This has become the Big Bang Theory.
Oh my god. Why? Why is the Big Bang?
I don't know, ranting about Star Trek and a woman who didn't understand and hating her.
Please don't ever bring up the Big Bang Theory again. That show,
Why?
because it is fake nerdery. It is.
I
it is
absolutely
like,
agree. Absolutely agree. Which is why I was referencing it.
Oh, you may not reference
Fake and
that.
nerdery.
Well, it is. It's like it's.
I just like
it's
the word nerdery.
Nerdery, yes. All right, so we went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, had a good time had by most, but we're going back in time from Discovery to Monterey Bay Aquarium to the most important thing, which is when we tried to have a podcast, and in fact, didn't we record it and it didn't work out? I can't remember if we tried.
Where?
That.
On this trip? We did not.
No, we didn't do that. All right, but I'm talking about like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
When we went to Coronado.
Oh, okay.
Oh, when you came down here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had grand visions of us podcasting and having a good time and watching Star Trek, and it all fell apart. In fact, we even tried to podcast it about it, and that didn't even work. It has been resistant.
The ripples
Yes,
continue
the
to spread.
timeline is trying very desperately not to have this voiced, but it's now out in the world.
It's terrible.
We need to recap. Yeah. So
It all started with Mike's insistence on intermittent fasting.
which I'm doing right now. I'm on the razor's edge. I'm in the razor's edge right now.
Mike does this crazy fasting thing right now where he doesn't eat until what, 4 p.m., 6 p.m.?
I'm right now in the middle of it, man.
Oh, boy.
I am George and Gracie.
Right. So
Right
we
after this podcast.
came down to San Diego, having not eaten.
In how many
there
hours?
About 4:30 or so.
Yeah.
It was like 4:30. Yeah, Jason and I came down. You didn't eat either, Kim. You were hungry too.
I was hungry. I had not starved myself all day though. But I
That
was
doesn't
ready
matter.
for it. Mike and I both had not had enough sleep the previous night.
This is true.
Jason was fine. Jason's like a
Well, I
normal
made the
human
wise
being.
decision on the drive down. I hadn't eaten either, but we stopped at a gas station and I had peanuts and beef jerky. Which
Oh.
was my saving grace, apparently.
I don't remember
Really?
that.
Oh, that's all you had?
You don't remember that? All right. Yeah.
I don't. Well, then we had poppables too when we went to the Subterranean ship.
This is true. Yes, we had snacks.
So anyway, so we got down there and we started eating, and then we tried to order some food as we're drinking wine, waiting for Matt Stompy Thompson to show up.
That was
and the
kind of
wine
much
kept
later in
flowing.
the evening. I think we had drinking a little bit of wine before we had thought about even ordering food at this point.
We started around 4:30.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Maybe
eating nothing but like
problem number one.
Cheetos, chips.
Yeah.
By 7:30, it was over. By 7:30,
Still light out.
Yes.
it was still light out, and it was over. Matt showed
Matt
up around
arrived
6:30.
and it was just a shit show. It was so off the rails by the time Matt got there.
I remember Matt being there.
barely.
My accomplishment for the evening. I remember Matt.
Well, we had started. You and I had simultaneously put the same post on our Facebook pages, which was RoboCop or
better?
Mad Max.
Yes, RoboCop Mad Max. Kim refused to. She was already sloshed. She's like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Had nothing to
And
do with
meanwhile,
alcohol.
it was like the most commented on post that either of us have had in like
Yes.
a year.
And then Kim proceeded to comment on our posts. She's like, no one will understand what on my Facebook, and then she posts on ours. Her friends post on our post.
Right.
This weird obstructionist viewpoint of Kim.
So we're watching the opinions roll in. RoboCop versus Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and it started getting bad as we were consuming and looking at this coming in. And you were playing on the melodica.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I was
you were
gonna play
playing
which
the
one's
Mad
better,
Max
so.
Beyond Thunderdome song, right? We Don't Need Another Hero.
Kim couldn't recognize, and then Kim started to slowly float away. She tried to text her pizza, and she couldn't quite make that happen.
That's right.
I texted a Yelp link to the number PIZZA.
And she's looking at me. She's like, "I can't get this to work." And I'm like, "What's going on with Kim? What the hell?"
The fool has challenged me for many, many years. How come I've never seen you drunk, Doctor? How come you don't drink? Blah, blah, blah.
I know it was the
Had
one thing
his
I wanted to
payoff.
see.
Yeah.
It wasn't that exciting. Just get ridiculous and I fall asleep.
No, it wasn't. And then all
Everything
and
is
then-
hilarious and I fall asleep.
Well,
Yeah, so
then
we
we
were having
kind
so
of
much
reached
fun.
this. We reached this point after Matt got there, and somehow we made the foolhardy decision instead of ordering a pizza when we had so much trouble finding a pizza place that would deliver on the island that wasn't going to cost. We were like $30. What is this nonsense? We're not going to order a $30 pizza. And then of course we spent $80 on hamburgers getting them delivered.
Pick the most expensive burgers in Gordo.
Yes.
Burger Lounge, $80
Burger
for
Lounge.
4 hamburgers.
Yes.
so
Maybe
good.
since we plug them, they will
were
charge us
good,
more
yeah.
next time.
But
So that's happening, and then the chocolate wine comes
oh,
out.
God.
So we're about four bottles of wine into this. We're just getting totally
More than
sloshed.
that.
4 or 5, and Matt showed up. Jason and Matt jumped into the Model T in the garage.
shut
Kim,
up.
Yeah, where nobody's supposed to know about that.
Kim if
Ixnay
he
on
listens
the
to
Model T May.
no one's gonna listen to this. And then I go in, I
Toll
find a
booth.
bottle of.
Toll Booth is watching right now.
What was he saying?
Say nothing.
anything?
Don't.
He's had 3 messages that are retracted. I don't know what that means.
Oh my God! Oh,
They're all saying, shut up.
all
Close
redacted.
your
They were
mouth.
all, taken away by Google on their YouTube page by, because they were racist, or he just took them off himself. I'm assuming he
all
took them off
suck.
himself. Yeah.
Oh my God! All right. So anyway, I pull out this bottle of chocolate wine because chocolate wine is delicious on its own. It is as like a dessert wine. It is so good.
No, it
But
is not. It's terrible.
Still drunk.
I think
Well, you all drank it, so I mean,
I had 1 sip and I was like, "That's enough."
Like
I put it
you.
away. That's what saved me in the end from falling, to the same fate as you two. Because I had a business meeting the next day too, so I was in trouble if I kept drinking. But yes, that chocolate wine was it was horrible. But it was not like chocolate port. Oh, here with photo evidence.
oh my God!
That is not a breathalyzer test. that is the melodica.
It's Jason playing the keys while
Mike
Mike
blows.
Blowing the melodica.
Yes.
To be clear. On the podcast. Sorry.
So, but the
Delete that
chocolate
comment.
wine, can we be clear? It's not like it was. We've had chocolate port when we did wine tasting before, which was great. The chocolate port, like dessert wine, was really like amazing. This was red wine mixed with Yoo-hoo. That's pretty
Yeah,
much what it
that's-
tasted like.
It's a good way for it.
Well, we're all drunk, so how do we know? There's another picture. All right.
One of us remembers. Mike's like,
Alright,
it
so-
was delicious.
Whatever it was the end of us. It was the end
what it was.
of.
Can you
Oh
read
God,
Choco Van.
Choco Vino.
Hard to see on this.
Choco Vine. All right, so it was a Choco Vine.
The taste of Dutch chocolate and fine red wine.
Oh,
I enjoyed it, and then I threw up all night. So
I escaped this horror, fortunately.
well, you front loaded it. You were sick for like hours beforehand. You fell asleep, but for me, it was a nightmare. All night, I was throwing up. It was just, oh my God.
And I came in to
36
find
hours.
this
yes.
wearing his
Dinosaur mask, melodica, laid out.
Yeah.
This is how he would like
in
to be
repose.
buried.
All right. So if my mom watches this later on, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
it just
Mom.
looks like you're hanging out in
Like my death mask, my Abraham Lincoln death mask. It's a... So I don't know why we're talking about this, but this is why we could have podcasted several times, and many times we don't because
squander those
alcohol.
opportunities.
We squander those opportunities. So I had to use all my capital here to get us to do this right now.
We had a thwarted Wolf in the Fold podcast that just was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, and then it went off the rails, and
Audio quality
bad.
was not good, even by our standards.
yes, this is true. It was bad. So this is our apology to you, the gentle listener, that we're going to try to be better. Like Discovery, we're going to try to be better. We're going to try to consolidate our storytelling.
I'm going to fire our showrunners or curse across the table at them.
Berate them.
We berate
Right,
thee!
you! Star Trek 4.
Star Trek 4, which we will not watch. All right, so there was a Star Trek 2 viewing at the rooftop, the Montalban Theater last night that we did not go to. None of us went to. For Kim, it was too far. For Jason, it was too much. And for only Kieran wanted to go. He desperately wanted to go, but I said
And we
no.
denied him this.
We denied him. Well, but he fell asleep. He fell asleep at 8 o'clock. He was so tired. He went to Disneyland the day before.
Thank God he
was
didn't
exhausted.
do that at the Montalban Theater.
Yes. I'd spend $50 to take him there and he'll fall asleep. Like, no, that's not going to happen. But
50? No.
well, it was $25 a piece, so it was expensive. Plus, we've seen the 25th anniversary, the 35th anniversary. This is with Dan Murrell.
A friend of the pod, Dan Murrell.
Friend of the pod,
Cool.
Dan
Screen
Murrell.
It would have
junkies.
been cool to see him, but that's a long
But it's
way to
also
go for
like
me.
you put on headphones, and so you watch it sort of kind of like in this weird
Oh,
alternate
is
universe
that
all by
the- yeah,
yourself.
that's the thing. Okay, yeah.
So like you may be laughing or crying or having some sort of reaction, but it's all by yourself.
Yeah.
There's like, and then you take off the headphones and everyone's silently like watching it, maybe laughing, but no one hears each other laugh.
You have to poke each other in order to have a shared audience experience.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah. Maybe if it's a drama or something, I don't know. So, but we'll have to go see it at some point in time. I want to go to that experience, but it was just too much. We should put together some sort of screening of some of these. Everyone goes to see the screening of either Star Trek 2009 or Star Trek 2, but they never see Star Trek 4. They never see Star Trek 6 or Star Trek 10. We should put together that. Maybe I'll have a secret screening in my garage, in my backyard somehow.
On your birthday?
Spider
Should we
cave.
talk about that?
No.
No, we're not going to invite insane people to come with us for Mike's birthday.
Well, Jason's birthday is coming up in what, 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
It's true.
Oh, this is true. Yes. What do you want to do for your birthday, Jason? What's going to happen on your birthday?
Are you going to be in town?
Put on a dinosaur mask, take the melodica, and lay down.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Haven't really come up
be
with a plan. I'm
Home? Are you going to be out of
I
town?
will be home. I'll be just getting home because I'll be on the East Coast for a couple weeks. But yeah, I'll be home for my birthday.
Very good.
All right, we'll have to plan something.
Yeah, we should do something.
We will plan something
And you.
magical.
After Thanksgiving.
Yes,
We'll solidify these plans, and then we'll talk to the
gentle listeners.
the fan base. Yes. Oh, actually, I know who this is. I know who Toboth is. It's my friend Scott. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's Scott.
I just had it. Oh, it's all right. All right, so that's all right.
Hi, Scott.
So we just unmasked him. He's got to change his. Don't worry, Scott.
Yeah,
no,
why'd
no
you-
one watches.
Yeah,
No respect for anyone's privacy.
Scott X.
There's no privacy anywhere anyway. It's we're all
You're
we're
not
all just
helping.
avatars of. Well, this is true. Sorry about that, Scott. It's my friend Scott McDonald from high school. See, I just
You agreed with me, and
It's
then you
me.
made it worse.
And then I know,
Jeez.
but it's not.
well, don't ruin it. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, it was all my fault. Sorry.
Yeah.
And now we bicker
right,
for
well-
10 minutes.
Yes.
all right. Well, thank you, friends, for listening to this podcast. Thank you for joining us on this voyage home. We're all going home, friends. It's all over. I'm low blood sugar now. I can't
Exactly.
think anymore. I
Sugar's
so
amazing.
tired. Sugar. Having this.
I have to
I
say,
tried to
just
order- What?
to say something nice about the Star Trek short. I did enjoy when with the replicators. Is that what it's called? When they were spitting out the food, and it's just like snacks. I thought that was kind of funny.
It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine, Jason.
It
Judgment.
was fine.
We didn't even talk about visiting the Apple campus too on our trip. We skipped that part.
That was cool.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
we
fun.
did see that. That was very cool.
We saw their spaceship campus, which looks
Apple
like
headquarters
Starfleet
in,
Academy.
This is true.
Sunnyvale?
Yeah.
No, not Sunnyvale. Where is it? Cupertino.
Yeah, Cupertino.
Cupertino. Yes, it was in Cupertino. Very nice. Yes, it was pleasant. That's all.
Nothing impresses Mike
So
anymore.
off the rails.
Adorable sea otters holding things in their little hands,
Sea otters.
breaking
This
things on
is-
their tummy.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just wish I was rolling when Kim made that noise.
I,
So cute. They have
I'm
them do little behaviors, and then they do it right, and they get food. So cute.
We didn't even mention the full fish either. They have this thing at the aquarium where you can draw on a fish, and we drew one that had said "fool" across the side, and it was
Drawing
swimming
a
in the
fish,
tank.
leaving out some details.
All right.
CGI fish.
we're bringing this home now. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for listening.
Terrible.
Stop by our Facebook page. Make sure you like us. Just like us.
Why would you, honestly, after this?
Why would you? We can't blame you. We understand.
Big things are coming up down the pike, the Christopher Pike. My blood sugar is crashing. I'm crashing.
Sugar is awesome.
I have a Subway sub coming up as soon as I sign off from this. Thank you for listening. I'm Mike McCafferty.
I'm Kim Miller.
And I'm Jason McHarris.
And I just want to talk about
Star Trek.
waiting for you to say sea otters.
Sea otters.
Sea otters.